Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Rich coming back at you for the third episode of While We Walk, where we talk and walk. And so I just got my fanny pack here that I mentioned on the podcast yesterday, and I'm going to see whether or not there's any issues if I put my podcast in or my phone in my fanny pack here. Let me also set up the timer for 30 minutes. Let's go. Where's the timer? There we go. Alrighty. And so today I ended up trading. I was profitable. So for this week, it has been a profitable day every single day of this week. I don't expect to see it that often where I'm as consistently profitable as I am, but if it continues on, I really can't complain there. So, I did a couple of changes to my, my trading YouTube account, where instead of just posting the screenshots for one of my accounts, I decided to just show all the profits I made for all my performance accounts, which are accounts that will pay out. And so today I made over 500 if you add in all the profits from those 5 accounts. And so I'm happy for that. Made a couple of changes to my trading. So instead of using the 1-minute chart, I decided to use the 30-second chart, because the 30-second chart is it shows a lot more movement. So there's more moves I could anticipate with a 30-second chart than I would with a 1-minute chart. So look out for that in terms of the new format that I choose to utilize. Just do a quick little walk past here. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so happy Friday. It's March 1st, 2024. And I hope you're doing well. So I'm not too far away from passing 4 of my evaluation accounts, so I could convert them over to performance accounts. A few $100s away. Hopefully sometime next week, I'll be able to pass those accounts and then start trading with them, so I can start building my capital with those accounts. But we will have to see here. In terms of what to do today, so yesterday after the walk, there was so much time. I really didn't feel like doing much after the walk. So what I ended up doing was just straight up just wasting my time viewing social media. And it's funny, I was looking to see what the algos decided to feed me in terms of views, and I saw a lot of posts on, people having a tough time finding a job right now, particularly tech, but there's also other people that are not in tech that's having a tough time getting a job. And there was like this one post where she was mentioning how when she meets, and she's in her 30s, when she meets with a group of friends, it doesn't reflect the 3.7% that the government is stating that is unemployed. So, like for instance, she would go to a meeting with 5 of her friends. Only one of them would be working, but that one that's working is an entrepreneur, and the rest are unemployed. And that's just a small sample, of course, but the way the government is portraying those unemployment stats is definitely misleading, for sure. But it just goes to show you right now is actually a great time to be an entrepreneur if you have the means to do so. Because obviously, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to have enough funds to buy yourself enough time to see whether or not you can make it work. So if you don't have any savings or don't really have much to fall back on, it's generally not recommended. But that's the route I decided to take. I decided to be my own boss, and that's where my focus is going to be. I was listening also to a podcast. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this guy. His name is Dan Koe, Koe, and I remember seeing him on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter X, and he posts a lot of like entrepreneurial type of content, and he was mentioning about like how 4 hours is really all you really need to stay focused and do your job. Now, obviously, when you're building your business, that initially takes a lot of hours, but once you establish yourself, most millionaires tend to just work on a 4-hour basis. And so he's just basically arguing the fact that you don't necessarily need to work hard in order to succeed. You just got to work smart. And I agree with him. I agree with that. I agree with Dan's take on that situation. The way I look at it is like this. I put in my dues in order to hopefully become successful as a long-term profitable trader. I was also listening to other podcasts and other traders, traders that made, and these are, day traders generally, who made hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some made $1 million in the past 2 years. And even though they made that type of cash, they are still, and a lot of them are still concerned that it may not continue on type of thing. And I have that feeling too. I don't think even if I were to become excessively profitable, I'm going to always save and invest for a rainy day, because who knows, your strategy may stop working all of a sudden. So I guess the topic we could talk about today is adaptability, because especially in trading, if your strategy isn't working in the current trading environment, you definitely have to adapt, and you have to adapt fast, because it doesn't matter how many years of experience you have trading the markets. If you don't have the ability to adapt and adjust, the market is unforgiving. They'll crush you. And so it's really imperative that if there's some changes going on in the markets, that you have to adapt accordingly. Being rigid and stubborn, in my opinion, could be your downfall when you trade. And so you just basically got to trade what the market gives you, not what you think you should get. That's my little, statement of the day in regards to adaptability. So today being Friday, I'm going to, I don't know whether or not I should file taxes today or tomorrow. Most likely it's going to be tomorrow, but I just realized with the amount of time that I have going forward, there's a high likelihood I might just file it today. But most likely it's going to be on the weekend, because there's no trading, obviously, during the weekend. So I could use that time while, during the trading hours instead of trading, because I can't trade on the weekends, just filing my taxes. So yeah, I'm going to lean more towards the weekend filing it. But man, these walks have been just absolutely phenomenal. It's really nice today. There's a slight wind, but I'm still getting a nice dose of sunshine right now. It would have sucked if this was if the weather was a little bit cloudy, but I'm really happy that the skies are clear and the sun is shining here. But I also, before I fell asleep, I was looking at some YouTube clips on how to grow your YouTube channel. And there's going to be some changes happening to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be trying to do some, different types of content to kind of switch things up. No matter what, you're going to still see my trades that I do, because I personally look at those trades, those videos that I post up after the recording. And by the way, for those that are watching and listening, definitely record your trades. You'll be surprised on basically what you find when you review your trades, especially if they're recorded. I mean, obviously the first step is, writing a journal for your trades. But what I end up doing now is I record the trades, I post it up into YouTube, and I also write my journal now in the description area instead of writing it in my personal journal, because frankly, it's better just posting it under the video that I posted. And so, so I kind of write my journals, what I've done, and I should implement to basically write down how I felt and how I thought the trade was. So I'm going to be a little bit more detailed in the description area, under my recorded videos there. I'm not sure, I have extremely bad memory, but if I didn't mention it in this podcast, I am going to show all my, I think I did, performance accounts going forward instead of just one account. Yeah, I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the podcast, but just in case I didn't. But yeah, so definitely record your trades. In terms of the content, for now, I'm just going to stick to those recorded trades with commentary. And once I actually prove myself over a few months, I may start doing different type of content, like most likely psychology or this type of strategies I do in like a single video. Instead of just record my trades, I'm just going to add that as additional content. Because when I see other content creators in the trading sphere, they never record their trades, for at least the most famous ones. And so I'm contemplating whether or not I should create a separate channel. I mean, that remains to be seen. Right now, it's just a huge experiment in what I'm doing right now. And so, yeah, during just basically Googling or searching in YouTube how to grow your YouTube channel, there was a couple of things that I wasn't even aware of in the studio itself, like the kind of metrics you could use to see whether or not, basically what you could do to improve. And then once I looked at that video, they got stuff like impressions and stuff like that, like the click-through rate. And those are actually good metrics that you could use to see, if you want to play around and see what you could do to increase that click-through rate. So I have to start implementing more, thumbnails. Thumbnails are actually huge. Thumbnails are big. And I have to start thinking of ways to kind of make the thumbnails more attractive. If you look at this podcast, you'll notice that it's just literally all I did was I just drew or typed in While We Walk podcast in a Google document, and I just essentially just print screened it. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more fancier. I guess it's due to laziness. The way I'm thinking is for those that are listening, uh, are going to still listen based on the content that I provide. But I just basically have to find other ways, kind of, potentially hook in other viewers as well. But at the end of the day, though, this channel is mainly for myself. You'll notice all the trades that I'm recording are trades that I'm going to look at to see what I could do to improve. Even this podcast itself, it's a 30-minute podcast, give or take. And I review these recordings as well. And so, so that's why I shouldn't be too concerned with the growth at this time. Right now, I'm taking it step by step. I mean, the first step is obviously uploading it to YouTube. The second step is improving your viewership and ways to kind of, increase your viewership type of thing. But I already accomplished the first step of posting it, so I'm just really happy for that. I'm just going to look at other YouTube videos to see what I could do to improve my current channels there. But yeah. Let's see. What am I seeing here? What am I thinking? But yeah, today is going to be another chillaxing day. Going to most likely attempt to do. See, the thing is, my energy, like after trading, I don't have. I mean, I do have the energy, but I just don't feel like doing anything else after I trade besides this walk and just viewing content to better myself. That's pretty much it. So I'll figure out something to do. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this walk, get a nice dose of vitamin D, and just contemplate what to do. So when I come back, I'm going to my crib, my house, my apartment, going to, because my trading video was still processing, so I'm going to check to see if it has been completed and see if everything works correctly. I'm obviously going to listen to this clip as well and see how this recording turned out with the new edition of the fanny pack here. And yeah, in terms of the weather, I know it's from what in New York, that is, in Queens, they're stating that it's going to rain, but after the rain, the rest of the week looks a lot warmer than it is now. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I'm not sure whether or not I'll take a walk tomorrow. Most likely I will. The rains have, like when there was any rainfall, it wasn't too crazy when it was raining. So I'm going to most likely walk again this Saturday. But yeah. I need to run some errands on the weekend as well. Might have to need to start loading up on the chicken because I have like only a couple left, so I have to buy some rotisserie chicken. Then after I buy that, I got to cut it up, sort of like a meal prep for the week. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do this weekend. I ran out of chicken here. I've got only a couple left, so that's definitely one thing I need to do. Yeah. What else is there? I mean, pretty much nothing changes. I mean, I gotta admit, it's really tough doing a daily podcast. You know, because I'm not, I don't like silence when I do a daily podcast because obviously you're looking to just fill the air, and especially it's hard. I mean, even with Bill Burr, he does it on like a weekly basis. He doesn't even do it on a daily basis because you gotta, if you really do the same things over and over again, there's only so much you could talk about. So I'm trying to, I guess, during my downtime, just absorb content and I guess relay the message that I learned from the content I absorbed from the previous night. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. The one thing that you could talk about all the time is current events like the news, but there's other sources for that. I really don't, I guess, like to share some of my opinions on some of the things that are going on because it could be polarizing. And yeah, I just rather focus on what's currently on top of mind. So, but, oh, yeah. Yeah, I just saw a funny clip on X. I'm not sure if you saw Rush Hour. I forgot which Rush Hour it was. And there's this funny clip with Chris Tucker talking to a Chinese guy named Yu. You gotta look at that clip because I was belting out loud. So there's this a Chinese old master. His name is Yu, and that banter between him and Chris Tucker was it was beautiful. I haven't laughed so hard in such a long time. But dude, that clip was magical. You guys got to take a look at that clip. Oh boy. But yeah, let's take a right here.